Good day, scholars. Let's warm up. Nu, o, ha, e, I, U. Nu. Yes, I'm putting an N on the front of that. Nu, no, a, e, I, U. So this warm up is one that I've learned from my previous choirs I've been in. It's good at forming, excuse the stuffiness, it's good at shaping those vowels with your mouth, okay? Even though we're at home, we want to make sure that we're still practicing good vocal training and singing. That way when we put the solfege that we use in class and the songs that we have to sing, all of these things are going to help us, okay? Make sure you have a lot of air, okay? What I'm doing is I'm starting straight tone, and then if you can, add a little vibrato on the end of that, if you can. If not, that's okay. Now, remember, if you can't sing as low as I am, I don't really expect you to. That's okay. Make sure you take it in your singing voice, okay? Now, one other thing I want you to see is that even when I have to take a breath, I take it and then I continue to go, okay? Use your singing voice if you need to, okay? You don't have to go to the low one that I'm on, okay? Let's try that one again on your singing voice. Okay, let me go back down to mine. If you need to get some water, clear your throat like me, feel free to do so, okay? And also, it's common for this time of year to have these sniffles and allergies like I have to deal with as well. Okay, these exercises will at least help try to clear some of that up, all right? But just continue to follow the piano, okay? Don't be discouraged if it's not sounding as clean or clear as you want it to, okay? Let's do it one more, one or two more. Again. let's go back. Let's review our solfege. One, two, do it with me. Do, re, mi, Now, if you need help running back over these solfege as far as with their hand signs and things like that, feel free to look at our past videos. I believe it's on our 1-point videos and maybe 2-point videos as well. Okay, that'll kind of break that down a little bit more. So just a quick recap. This is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and back to the do. So it starts with the do and it ends with a high do, okay? And that's because these two notes are the same, all right? One is just higher, one is just lower, okay? And we're gonna get more in depth as we progress forward in these lessons, everyone. But all the notes on the piano, they are the same, it's the same rotation relatively, okay? So, and they also have letter names as well. Like I said, this one's a C, it's a low C. Then if I take it up, it's a high C. If I take it up again, 8 steps, it's a higher C, but they're all the same. Okay, all right. So before we get too far into that, I would like to talk to you about our staff, okay? Because just like I told you that all the notes on the piano, all the notes in the world, they can be placed on a music staff, okay? Just like they have a name, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, all of these have names. The notes on the staff have names as well. And when you write a note on the staff, it makes a sound, okay? You bring sound to life. So let's go over what some of these sounds are on the staff. So if you haven't already, or if you need to, feel free to get out pencil, paper, okay? That way you can write these down and have them as a reference. And beginning, as I've mentioned to you before, on a staff, you have 5 lines, okay? And in those 5 lines, you have 4 spaces, okay? So you can just hold up the back of your hand like this if you ever forget and just count, how many lines is on the staff again? Oh, wait, I can just look at my hand and tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, how many spaces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. The spaces between your fingers, okay? The same as with the staff, okay, ladies and gentlemen? The same thing with the staff. So moving forward, after you draw your 5 lines, like I said, pause the video if you need to, and then come back once you have your pencil and paper, then press play again, because we're going to be moving on. Now, once you have your 5 lines on your paper, make sure they're straight as possible. First thing I would like you to do is to draw your treble clef, okay? Let's remember. Straight line down. Okay. And you're going to go through all of those lines, except they're going to still be inside as far as starting out. And once you get to the very bottom, go ahead and draw a little tail out. Go back to where you started. Okay. Going out. in, out, swivel down. Okay? Now, remember, on this treble clef, you want to make sure once you end that you end by swiveling in on this second line here, okay? So this is line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That second line, the reason why on your treble clef it swivels back to it is because it gives the other name of that treble clef. And it's also called the G clef, okay? So the treble clef is also called the G clef. Okay. Treble clef is G clef. All right. And now, on to the letters. So if you look at this first line, even if you draw a note on it, if you ever draw a note on that line, it's not going to be called a quarter note anymore. Okay. It is a quarter note, but now this quarter note has a name. That name is E. Okay. E. Now, let's move on to the second line. Okay. This second line that I'm going to draw a quarter note on. And notice when I draw a note on the line, I'm not going over and having more space in it, okay? Because it'll turn it into another note. Make sure when you draw a note on the line that the middle of that note head, the line is going straight through the middle of that note head, okay? All right. So the second line is G. The third line, one second, let me write G. The third line right here, I'll draw my stem going down this time. And in another lesson, I'm sure I'll get to you why some stems are up and some stems are down. When you get to a certain point on the staff, when the note becomes higher and higher, your stem should be down, okay? When it's below this third line, usually, your stem should go up. All right, right on the third line, that's the middle point. It can go either up or down. So I'll draw 2 stems on it, but don't let it confuse you, okay? We'll talk more about that at another time. So this third note, quarter note I have drawn on here, I'll take with that extra one, is a B, as in boy. Okay. This fourth line I'm actually using a type of tape for my line, so kind of get caught up on the marker. Now, this fourth line is actually a D. Okay, that's the letter D. And the fifth and highest line here that is an F. Okay. F. So once again, the lines going up is E, G, B, D, and F. Okay? Now, if you ever have trouble remembering what are the letter names of the lines, going from bottom to top, I have a fancy sentence that a lot of people grown up with who've taken music classes and things like that. We have a fancy sentence to help you remember. And it's called every good boy does fine. Okay? And that's just old school way of remembering the lines on the clef. Now, feel free to make your own sentence if you have another sentence you would like to make with E, G, B, D, and F. Okay? But if this is easier, going from bottom to top, that's every good boy does fine. E, G, B, D, F. And in our next video, we're going to talk about the spaces, and we're going to be taking all of these and moving forward. So make sure you try your best to remember this and replay this video if you need to. And I'll see you next time.